Hello, it is me, back after a week. I mean, by the time you're watching this, it's been probably been more than a week, whenever you're watching us. But I'm recording on a Monday, so it has been exactly around a week since then. 2 weeks since, well, my initial, like, pause of this what if. But, well, 2 weeks of the initial pause of it, and then last week, I was sick. Um, I'm still kind of with that sickness, but it is way better. Like, I'm nearly better, nearly just cleared of it all, which I am very thankful for. Um, right. So, I'm finally to the point where I can record because past week, I could barely speak for a long period of time. Like, I could speak like a couple like conversations and then like I was done. Like my throat was so bad. Allergies got to me first of that, and then we figured out, like me and my family, is what I mean by we. To where like, oh, we're all sick, right? So yeah, um, that's really it. Sorry for the wait. I barely get breaks. I know I do that to myself. I don't take breaks a lot, like of a week of no recording. I sometimes figure out a way to record, but it's not very good. Okay, when I'm sick, like this past week I was, but I only get like 2, maybe 3 weeks, like fully off, and that's for Christmas, and the other two are most likely I'm sick. So, yeah. I don't know. Still kind of nasally. My voice is a little bit, I'm just a little bit nasally, so if I'm not doing as many voices as I would usually do, I'm sorry. Um, this will be part 4 of this, and the others will be going on to part 5 and 6. These what ifs have been such a mix up. Like, no kidding. It's crazy. But at least after this, like, this part, we will be getting into Shippuden, which will be next week at part 5, the start of it, and then we can go on through the rest of it, as the other what ifs will go into their own things. Um, if you go on my channel, there's a poll. Just vote on it, please. It's out of the 4 characters, which is your favorite. So, yeah, go on there, vote for me, please. Not for like me, but there's a poll on my channel for the characters. And yeah. Anyways, you can find me on other social media platforms, TikTok at Call Me Wheat, or like at Wheat Annie, ANI, and then it's Call Me Wheat is my actual handle. Decided to change my handle just because, but yeah, on Instagram and X, well, not X is Wheat Anime Real, Real is in all caps, and on Instagram, I'm just Wheat Anime. It's Wheat Anime. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, let me get a drink of water, um, and we can get on to the show. Okay, so last time we went over the semifinals in the tuning exams. Um, right. So since then, it has been a month of training for Naruto and the other competitors in the finals. The finals will be a little bit different. It will be just plain out different. Okay. Sasuke will be put into a different, since it's an uneven number. The first four fights will happen, right? And then the winner of the fourth fight, well, the fourth and third will fight, and then that winner of that will fight Sasuke, and that winner of that will go into the finals. As for the other side of it all, the first and second fight will go up. The winners of that will fight each other, and then how many fights is there? Sasuke, Gaara, wasn't Choji in it somehow? No, Danjiro, the gauntlet guy. Um, Shino. Let me figure out the competitors in the canon because Kiyome did win a fight and is going on to the finals. Gaara, Sasuke, Naruto, Neji, Shino, Shikamaru, Tamari, Konkuro, Danjiro, gauntlet guy, and then it's Konkuro. So that's 10, and then it's Kiyome. Yeah. So the fights would be configured, um, which will be, I will tell you here in a minute what the fights will be. But first, like I was talking about, one of the competitors will be put out. I was just using Sasuke as an example. Out at the end of it, he will fight the winner of one fight as the others would fight each other. Yeah. I swear there's like 12 people in it. I just physically cannot remember. So I'm sorry. If I'm getting this wrong, I'm sorry. Um, yeah. So, first fight will be just like in canon, Naruto and Neji. The next fight will be another in canon fight, which is Tamari and Shikamaru. And then it's Danjiro and Kiyome, Shino and Konkuro, another canon fight, Gaara and Danjiro. Wait, no, I already said Danjiro. Who was? I already said. Oh, crap. Kiyome, Danjiro, Konkuro. You know what? Let's make this interesting. Instead of Konkuro and Shino, it will be Shino and Choji, right? And so it's Konkuro and Gaara for their fight. Okay. Which I'll just say this now, Konkuro will probably just forfeit because like he's not fighting him. He's not dumb. Okay. So those are the fights. Sasuke is the one in the like the I don't know what to call it. Like the shoot up uh part. And either way, he is late either way. So it doesn't really matter anyways, right? He is already late um because he went training off with Kakashi while Kiyome, his a year older sibling, would train with their older brother and Itachi and Shisui and Fugaku. Itachi and Fugaku would be in and out. Shisui would also be in and out with it. But helping her train with their Sharingan, and just jutsu in general. There would be also just other shinobi that are Uchiha helping Kiyome train. So, yeah. Anyways, over the month for Naruto, though, he would meet Jiraiya. He would start training in the Rasengan. And by this point, he would know how to do it, like by himself, but it would be slow. So it's not like an instantaneous, like, Rasengan. It does take time to, like, get it there. So it is like a charge and hold type deal in like a video game or whatever, wherever, wherever, wherever. I might get copyrighted. Um, yeah, that's would be the fights though. That's what would happen to Naruto over the month that they would get to train. Sorry for the background noise. I forgot to say that in the intro. Um, that makes more sense. It's a crow. Uh, yeah, there's two above me. That's not ominous at all. If you want to know a little bit of a trick I've uh noticed, if you want to differentiate, find the difference in crows and ravens. For one, ravens are bigger than crows. Okay, that's one. And the second one, you could tell by their sound. Crows more sound like they're laughing at you, while crows are saying caw. They're actually making that caw, caw, right? While crows will sound like they're laughing at you. Okay? That's the difference. At least that's how I tell. Crows laugh while, uh, see, while crows laugh while ravens pick up their phone and call. Yeah. Um, Sorry about me checking time constantly. 14 minutes. So, finally, the uh, exam, like the finals of the tuning exam would come up. Right. Eventually making it there. A lot of people are in the stands. Naruto's just in the fighting booth area, right? I'll explain what he looks like if you have forgotten, like I have. Excuse me. Naruto has spiky, shaggy blonde hair, two bangs framing his face, violet eyes, and he's fairly tan, even though for most of his life he has spent it underground in a building, um, being protected. Don't ask me. Actually, I'm the only guy that would actually know the lore. No. the only person. You could just go watch the past videos. Okay. But as for his clothing, nothing changes. Uh, well, from this what if that I will be explaining right now. Naruto wears a black forehead protector, their headband with the leaf insignia on it, with a long sleeve mesh under armor, with a maroon shirt over it. You know, the fishnet, like, shirt and things like that, that Shikamaru and Naruto wear. At least that's where we get to see it the most, is those two in both, well, in the first, like, first part Naruto. Like, you see it the most with Shikamaru with his, like, crop top, like, coat and his, like, the mesh under armor. And in Shippuden, when Naruto is shirtless, well, jacketless, when he doesn't have his orange black jumpsuit like jacket, is when you get to see it again with Naruto. Okay, that's what it is. And then the maroon shirt would be over it with the Uzumaki crest on the shoulders, with a tan jacket with brown stripes down the side, with brown shorts and more mesh under armor, like leggings, like on his legs too. It's like pants, okay? Fishnets is what I've always called them, instead of like mesh. I've always considered them more fishnetty. Um, then white bandages around his ankles and his black ninja sandals. Around his waist, one large pouch at the back and two pouches on each, well, one on each side. Like small pouches, one on each side. Um, Ninja wear is what it is called in the anime. Well, on the wiki, you could find out like how all of the like clothing that the shinobi wear, like tunings and jonins, like that's what they're called. I Okay, that's it. I want that to be known, so I'm not just when I was making this, I was looking at everything up, like, oh, this is what they're called in like actual lore. Okay, that's what I'll write down. Yeah, I got an issue. Anyways, um, that's it. He would be 5 foot tall, 152 centimeters if you are a European or Asian. That's what you all use, centimeters, right? Um, or meters, centimeters and meters is what um, the people overseas use. I'm an American, okay? I use pounds and feet. I'm still questioning. I will always question why we use LB for pounds instead of like PB or PD. We'll never understand it. And why do we do it by feet? That's my question. It, did the guy that made like decided on what to call it have some type of like feet fetish? You think that's what happened? I like when I do random stuff that has nothing to do with the what if. It is just fully like, yeah, you realize this too, right? I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So as they would go on, uh, the first fight would be announced. They would jump down, get on either side. They'd just both stand still, Naruto would be getting stuff thrown at him since everyone has heard his name now. They know who he is. They hate him. They start throwing trash into it. Uh, Naruto, if he would just let it hit him because he does not care. Like he does care. Like this is gross. Why are you all doing this? But it doesn't really matter, right? But as that would be happening, he Neji would just look at him, start on his speech about fate. Um, like you're fated to lose, Naruto Uzumaki. I don't know, I forget. uh, but yeah, that's what his entire like speech would be. Like you're destined to lose, destiny and fate and all that crap and bogus stuff is what he would be on. He'd be on one of those. But it wouldn't really bother Naruto at all. He wouldn't really listen. He doesn't really care. Like at all. Like at all. It's just a bunch of crap that he's heard so many times in different like ways of speech. Like different words are used, but it always get down to the same point of like, you're gonna lose. I'm better. You're losing. He's heard it a million times before, and he's made a difference each and every time. And that's not gonna change. Because once the fight would start, Naruto would move in a blink of an eye. As soon as he would throw a three-pronged kunai that most ninja would notice like higher ranking ones that were more on the field throughout the past decade, and the ones who's actually seen the last person to use that type of kunai would recognize it. Some of these people would get angry at this fact, like, why does this snot-nosed brat or why does this demon child get to use that? It's a relic at this point. He doesn't know why. These would be like older folks of like who are more like attended to like actually do something to Naruto, um, who are either now retired or forced to quit because of injuries or something on the lines of that from active duty. Right, the civilians wouldn't really notice, like, oh, that's just a weird looking kunai. No wonder he's weird. He has the nine tails in him or whatever. Right? That's what they would be going on about. There would be a lot of boos about it all. But like I was saying, Naruto would move in an instant as he would chuck the kunai up above Neji, right? As Naruto would get there, Neji would look up, or, well, he probably would be able to because he's a Hyuga in the um, Byakugan. I can't speak. There, Kekagen Genkai. I know what it is, I just can't say it. The nope. Bakua. I've been watching a lot of Bleach stuff on YouTube since Crunchyroll does not have Bleach anymore. I should have watched it before they got rid of it, but that's my own fault. Bakua has been just a main focus since the Thousand Year Blood War has come up again. Um, right. Anyways, Bakugan. Bakugan? No, that's a whole entire different thing. um, yeah, you get my point. They're kicking into the 360-degree view, and there's no blind spot or whatever. I forget the like entire like thing. But Neji would notice that he's up above his head. Naruto would have another kunai in hand. He would throw it up in the air as he would then grab things from both side pouches and just drop them on top of him, on top of Neji, who would start to do the spinning thing. Forget what it's called, but the shuriken, the ball bearings, uh, and kunai would just be thrown everywhere as Naruto would then blink up in the air again above him even higher and use a boar hand seal as those things would explode from explosive seals and from combustion seals, which is, if you don't remember, Naruto created this seal. It's a massive, huge blast of fire, okay? But as they would drop, smoke and dust would arise, but eventually it would be dispersed. But that's when Neji would look around him and multiple kunai would just be implanted all around him. He would look in front of him, seeing Naruto there, as Naruto would say, "Did you see this?" That's not his voice. What was his voice? "Did you see this in your fate? In your vision?" Or whatever you were talking about. Let's see if that happens. He would quickly go through multiple hand seals as the kunai, the shuriken, the steel balls would all begin to glow around Neji. Some of the kunai, four kunai, would be the first to actually move, and steel chains would wrap around Neji like a like like not to be weird, but a leash of sorts, not going around his neck, but around his limbs to where he can't move, and around his waist to where that would be five then, but not around his neck, so he's not actively trying to off him, but he will be oh, this will hurt. Don't get me wrong, yeah, he's not trying to off Neji, but after that, um, barriers from other weapons of his would start to glow, and then a barrier would be made, a dome, and then a square barrier, one after another would be made, um, and then from then, Neji, his omni perspective vision would kind of dull, as in a new piece of scenery would be built up out of nothing. This would be part of Naruto's whisper seal, the actual visual part of it all. It would just be a random, thick, dense forest full of multiple different types of trees, as Neji would just hear multiple different voices, and then loud explosions, screams off in the distance, one after another. One after another, of voices that he recognizes. Mike Guy, Tintin, Rock Lee, um, his father, multiple Hyugas, multiple just people that he knows he could hear their screams, their voices, words that they're saying that he can't really hear, because it's kind of become a ringing noise in his ears. He could feel heat passing around him until finally he would just wake up in a bed being healed. He would have lost that fight. Naruto would have won. After that, like, entire thing would happen, the fights would go on. Um, Shikamaru would forfeit, being Tamari the winner, and then Kiyome and Donjiro. Donjiro would never show up, he would be counted out. So Kiyome would win that out of just pure, yeah, I win, because via count out. Shino and Choji would go at it, eventually leading Shino for the win. Okay. Uh, there was one more before, like, the final fight, I feel like. First, Tamari, Kiyome, Shino. Oh, it is just Konkuro and Gaara then. Okay. Konkuro would forfeit, leading on to the next bracket, which would be mixed up again, just because I feel like it would be fun if they did that. So they didn't know who they were fighting. So names would be drawn from somewhere by the proctor, the ref of the fights. The first fight will be Naruto and Naruto and wait a second. For it to be an even fight, since there would be five winners, someone would be having to fight Sasuke now. I'm stupid. Yeah, someone would have to fight Sasuke. So Sasuke's name would finally be in here. Um, First fight would be Gaara and Timari. Okay. Next fight would be Kiyome and Naruto, with Sasuke and Shino being the final fight. Yeah. Is that how it works? Did I have all the characters named? I gotta write this down. Hold on, I'm sorry. Uh, Tamari, Naruto. That is not how you spell it. Naruto, Sasuke, um, Shino. Nope. Uh, Ki. Would that be Kiyomi? That seems like a wrong spelling. I'm gonna keep it because uh, that is not how you spell Gara. Gara, Tamari, Naruto, Sasuke, Shino, Kiyome, Gara. There's someone else. Choji? No, because Choji lost to Shino. I'm fully blanking. I don't know what's happening right now. Oh no, it's right. It's three fights. Okay, cool. So it's Naruto, Temari and Gaara, Sasuke, Shino, Kiyome, and Naruto. Um, First fight would be Sasuke and Shino, which they would push back since he's not there yet, right? to the last fight of that round. And so the first fight would then be Gaara and Temari. Temari would forfeit, so Naruto and Kiyome. Um, yeah, for these two being on a team in Team 7 together, they would be training a lot together. But over the past month, they would have no clue on what the other person would be doing, right? So who knows on what is going to happen. Both competitors would be, well, would jump down to the arena, staring off at each other. They would nod at each other, like a bow to each other, like whoever wins, wins. No hard feelings. Then finally, the fight would begin. Unlike last fight for Naruto, he would actually run straight forward, same with Kiyome, and they would lock up, start throwing hands. Now, it would be a relatively um, same skill because, well, even though both of them can go hand to hand with, well, taijutsu with each other, and it would be a quite even fight. But Naruto does have that advantage of like seals, and so Kiyome doesn't know and like what's when is it gonna hit. She doesn't know. So it would be a more defensive side for Kiyome watching Naruto move while Naruto is going full on offensive, getting that upper hand of more hits. Right. But while like faster, uh semi weaker hits because he isn't like all of that like upper like actual physical strength. He does work on it. He's still quite physically strong, but he is like I don't know. I don't think there's like a stereotype I could compare it to of like that like fast strength of like what a lot of speedsters are, not like this big bulky like monstrous type to where like one hit you're gonna get sent flying, right? So Naruto's this like quick, speedy hitter, while Kiyome would be taking time actually landing these more devastating, stronger hits because she is more muscular than Naruto, just at a visible standpoint. She is bigger. Not like how do I if you all watch wrestling, AEW to be particular, I'm gonna compare her to Chris Statlander on AEW. Previous AEW Women's Champion, previous AEW's TBS Champion. Um, how she's kind of built like that, like a muscular person, but can still do these like crazy flips. Okay, she's a bigger woman, more muscular in that fact. Okay, Chris Statlander. If you have never seen wrestling, I recommend it. It is amazing. Try AEW if you have yet to. But Chris Statlander's kind of the same build is what this Kiyome would be kind of at. Okay, cool, cool. Anyways, eventually Jutsu's would be intimated in this all. Okay, now it's been 30 minutes. No, it's been 40 minutes. No, I'm stupid. At 50, it would be 30. And so now it's 40. Okay, cool. But either way, finally Jutsu to be intimate, like brought into the fight. Both would go for their own fire jutsus. Naruto would go for fire release, intelligent hard work, while Kiyome would be going for the great fireball jutsu. both of these jutsus would connect with each other. A explosion of fire would be made uh in the middle of it. Okay, and during that explosion of fire, both competitors unknowingly would be kind of going for this similar factor of weapons. Kiyome would throw the shuriken through while it would be connected to wire, bring it through, trying to wrap around Naruto as it would, but Naruto would get two kunai, well, one kunai, one shuriken himself thrown out, and a steel ball. So one of each of his own stuff. And before he would activate it, he needs to know what she's trying to do. He's gonna test out the waters. Okay. So the fire would disperse, smoke would go. Uh, Kyome would be standing there, grin on her face, little wires in her mouth, and in her hands for two different things at the same time. Now, given anime logic here, so you would be able to fully understand on what she says, but in probably in real word, you could not tell one bit on what word she ever said. Okay. But she would say, um, uh, trying to think. I'm sorry. Just making stuff up at the same time. But either way, I'll figure out a name at some point. Um, I got it. She would say Uchiha style, snow leopards, lightning fire, uh, spotted brilliance. Okay. Now, given I could have just said spotted brilliance, but lightning fire, spotted brilliance, snow leopards, uh, lightning fire, spotted brilliance. Um, as she would do this, fire and lightning would travel down the wires, uh, eventually, like on one on each side, eventually meeting as the wires would like wrap around each other at one point down. And then as they would, it would just cause this massive, like this spotted, multiple spotted like fireballs with lightning coursing through to just hit Naruto. That would actually connect. He kind of just wanted to know, um, like, yay, you created something. Is actually what he would say as he would be ended up behind her, scorching, just scorched at this point, just smoke flying off of him. You could still like his hair kind of standing up in multiple places. Uh, Kome would say, "Why am I not surprised?" Um, as Naruto then would do a hand seal, another bore, and then they would both glow up in explosions. Uh, See, Naruto has kind of built up a resistance to this because of the amount of times he has blown himself up. Pause. But either way, he would be fine. Kiyome would try to jump out of the way, still being enveloped in this fiery explosion of the multi explosive seal and the combustion seal at once. Naruto, after it begun, clothes is basically gone. Okay, the more flammable ones. Well, not his shorts. Shorts are just slightly singed and kind of ripped up at points, while his like upper coat and shirt, like maroon shirt, would be gone, and a little bit of the mesh under armor would be just gone too. But either way, Kyomai would still be up But that would all change as she noticed she landed in the middle of a array. Now glowing, Naruto would say, sorry, as she'd be caught up in a paralyzing seal. Um, yeah, she would be completely like paused, like you could see small sparks of electricity and small little like vines creeping up her legs. She could still speak and like not really speak but see in this moment as Naruto would walk up and just knock her out. You know, like the neck chop, like pow, as the paralyzing seal would come to an end, he would catch her and he would be winner of that fight. It would be time for the next fight, but clearly Sasuke ain't here, so they're confused. Um, yeah, but Chino would say, "I just forfeit. I'm tired of it." So as he'd be walking away, just he said he was forfeit, like he's done. Now, here's the thing. The only reason he said that is because, not because he's impatient, he could wait that entire day for Sasuke. He already knew from that fact, he knew that he was weaker than him. He's a smart guy. Now, does that mean he didn't want to try and beat Sasuke? No. He just knew better. It's just a waste of energy. Not a waste, but he knew how strong Sasuke was. Because, well, Shino was spying on the rest of his possible fights during that time with his Kikagenkai, the chakra like bugs, spying on them. He would find Sasuke and Kakashi far out into the wilderness after a couple days. Um, Seeing him charging up a massive amount of lightning chakra, he knew that like, oh, if he's a possible fight, I'll just forfeit. He was not taking that chance. He knew better. So even before he would arrive there, he would just say he forfeited, not even bothering to move from the like loft area from where the competitors, all the rest of the competitors would be at. The proctor would just nod his head and then say, "Since Sasuke Uchiha has not arrived, it will be um, a forfeit on his part as well, and we will move on to the final fight between Gaara and Naruto here in a few minutes," allowing Naruto to rest a little longer. Um, but as the proctor would also move away, finally Sasuke would show up like, "Wow, I'm here now. Praise me." Um, the black jumpsuit like clothing he would be wearing, uh, standing back to back to Kakashi. Sasuke would say, "I'm ready." The proctor would say, "Well, too late. Uh, Too late." Eventually, the crowd would start booing, throwing stuff at this proctor, and so the Hokages, or a shinobi that is connected to the Hokage, would say, "Let's just let him continue fight in the finals, whatever, to please the fans or whatever, who love the next prodigy of the Uchiha or whatever." He doesn't really care. Um, so he would say, "Fine, but you're fighting in a three-way. I'm out of here." Uh, I'm joking. Sasuke would start to be impatient. Gaara would arrive down there, of course, first. Eventually, Naruto would as well. Sasuke would say, "So you made it to the finals, huh, Naruto?" Naruto would stay silent, like silently unpleased by what is currently happening. "Don't ignore me. Speak to me." Still silent. Eventually, the fight would begin. All men, all competitors would stand there, kind of just waiting for one to make the move. Okay? Just waiting. Sasuke would make the first move as he would fire off uh, multiple fireballs at both other competitors, while both of them would either block or dodge out of the way, just plain out by moving to the other side, just within an instant. Sasuke would say, "What? How did he move so fast?" To himself, of course. Kakashi, noticing this, already knowing what it is, he would say to him, well, in his head, "Good. He finally got it down. I'm very pleased. Good job, Naruto." Um, yeah. After that, the fight would kind of continue in that very similar way. Uh, well, Gaara and Naruto finally joining into the offensive gear by throwing jutsus at everyone, just the other two, either way you want to put it. Naruto would fi- quickly find out after knowing what Gaara can do more in like on the field with his sand. Um, Noticing that, oh, this guy does not like lightning release. Very quickly. So what he would do is mostly start trickling in more lightning into his attacks, like using it on a kunai, testing the waters to say the least. This fight would continue in a very slow but quick manner, like quick attacks that wouldn't be doing much, either being blocked or dodged from the other competitors. It would not. I guess you could probably say, oh, it's a three-way deadlock between all of the competitors, right? You could say that. You would be wrong. Um, there's clearly two stronger people in there compared to Sasuke. Um, yeah, the other two are stronger, but Sasuke is such a power like driven person trying to be stronger than everyone, but trying to be the Hokage. Uh, Unlike in canon, he has the goal of being stronger than his brother, and so he's gonna show off the best he can to be stronger. So all this leading up to the fact that he would eventually start to charge up the Chidori. In my opinion, the weaker version of the Raikiri. I don't care what you say. Raikiri means lightning cutter. You think the thing that can cut a lightning bolt is anywhere near the 1,000 birds? 1,000 birds versus a lightning cutter. You pick. Okay. Now, given, has Sasuke done more with the Chidori than Kakashi has done with the lightning cutter? Yeah, duh. He's like the second pro tag of the series, while Kakashi is the badass like sensei that has only been defeated a couple times. Um, just my personal opinion there. Anyways, the fight would continue like you would think in that three-way deadlock type area. But less of a three-way deadlock, but you get my point. Either way, Naruto would start to focus on lightning release. Uh, Sasuke would try to use the Chidori on Tagara, it not working the first time, so he has to wait after being hit away. Naruto would then start to use his plethora of jutsu that he has in his back pocket that he tends not to use just because he doesn't want to. Well, he does. He doesn't. He does want to, but he also doesn't want to. It's a whole entire thing. Um, at one point, Naruto would say, "Well," he would look at Sasuke, look back at Gaara, who's seemingly not hurt at all, while these other two are pretty damaged. Clearly, Naruto's more hurt than these other two because of the fact that of his previous fights. I mean, it's clear as day that he is more of her in a hurt. Right. Um, but that would be fine. Because what Naruto would be doing next would be Plan Raijin. A plan previously used in a previous episode, which I forget how exactly it was used, but I'm going to say that there's two different versions of it all. I'm pretty sure he used Plan Raijin against the Sound Trio when he was fighting all three of them. Okay, I'm pretty sure in that fight he did use it the first time, but uh, actually, I'm gonna call this Plan Thunder Beast. Okay, okay, Thunder Beast is what's its Plan Thunder Beast. Okay, okay, hold on. So Naruto would start off quick, uh, throwing multiple kunai everywhere throughout the field, like into the air, and it would just spread off of one into multiple. Similarly akin to his father in the Third Great Ninja War when he fought against A and B, the Raikage and the holder of Gyuki, the Eight Tails. Okay, throwing it up, it would just kind of spread out into physical copies of it all. And so, what would happen next is there would be one still in the air, and Naruto would move to it and throw one up even higher as Gar would try to claw at him or try to attack him with sand, as Naruto would use flying version to get down to the ground to another one, as Gar would also try to attack him there, and then moving up even higher to the highest one that has yet to stop climbing. Naruto would throw one up even higher than that as he would reach there. This was where it would start to happen. As he would be up there, he would make a shadow clone that would go up to the highest one and kind of keep on climbing the tower, I guess. Um, like keep on repeating the same process of throwing a kunai, flying Raijin up, throw a kunai, flying Raijin, right? Kind of doing that same process over and over. It's been an hour. Um, right. Sasuke then would start to like notice this. Gaara would kind of just forget. Like, I mean, Naruto is still close enough to the ground that like Yeah, he'd be good. He would switch back down to the ground, start fighting down there again, with Sasuke and Gaara at the same time. Uh, Instead of using lightning release, he'd just be trying other ways with his paralyzing, not paralyzing seal, but his wind and fire release. He would use planned supernova um, on Gaara, who would just block it. But this would also cause his sand to turn into glass, like a lot of sand turn into glass. Okay, which would be broken by Sasuke. It would kind of just shatter on like onto Gaara, who would just block it. Uh, right. But then Naruto would disappear. Well, he would for a couple seconds, and then he would reappear. But unbeknownst to either of these two, this would be a shadow clone, while the real one would be up there. So, as the clone Naruto would be fighting, just like he was, um, okay, just like he was. Eventually, the storm above would start to brew. The crowd above would be like, "Oh, is it about to rain? What the crap?" It would never start raining. Just dark clouds would begin to circle. I'm so sorry. Dark clouds would begin to circle around in the air as you could be able to see visible lightning to show up. Thunder would sound out like a roaring beast as from above, Naruto would now be able to be seen as constructed out of pure lightning chakra would be a beast like shape of a fox, a nine tails fox. That this would not help his case. It would eventually begin to fall quickly. Everyone noticing this, like, what is happening? Everyone would be told to take cover now. But as this thing would fall, you could see a strike of lightning following behind it as a tail of sorts. So this fox-like figure would be made of pure lightning, and the only tail-like thing it would have would be this like lightning-esque like thunderbolt following it. Um, Gara would be too distracted about trying to off the real Naruto, well, to in his case, the real Naruto quotations marks, and Sasuke to even notice this. But Sasuke would notice and say to himself, "Oh no, what is happening?" And then the shadow clone would disperse. Sasuke would say, "Oh, I gotta move." And he would start to run the opposite way. Gaara would start to yell, "Coward, get back here," and things along that nature, trying to coax him into fighting. But it'd kind of be too late. Gaara would finally like hear the screams from his siblings of "Look up" and start to like telling him on what to do. He would look up, seeing this mass of blue and mixture of yellow coming down at him. So he would start to use his sand to block it up, right? Uh, that would work, not for long. As the actual like impact, the actual fox would kind of just phase through and just disperse into a bunch of like sparks of lightning as it would connect with the ground. But the tail esque lightning bolt would just go boom. Like, trying to compare it to kind of like Loxus when he's fighting uh what's his face? Uh Tartaros villain that he fights, okay, and gets sick from it on him trying to protect everyone. Okay, that's like massive lightning bolt, like thunderous, just then as it would connect, the roar of thunder would go again, like a roar from a massive beast would just echo throughout the area. And finally, Naruto would show back up on the ground, just sparking, as he would use. Like, after that explosion, Naruto would then use lightning release, lightning rod, and raise his arm up as he would touch the, like, outer shell of this, the sand, like, dome, glass sand dome, and then another one. This would cause Naruto to just back up, like falter, as every like glass dome would just shatter. Sand would begin to just fall, leaving a small, uh, like dome of sand there that Sasuke would Shidori straight through, now causing the this entire thing of the Konoha Crush. Um, right. Naruto would be hit away like instantly, crashing through the bottom of the like stadium, just straight through the bottom, just boom, boom, boom. Sasuke, after Gaara would begin to run away, he would just ignore Naruto, like, who cares about him? I'm gonna go defeat this guy. I'm gonna get all the fame, okay? Even though I'm also the one that technically started it, but we don't need to talk about that. So he would chase after Gaara, who would leap up, run through, crash through the wall. Uh, a Genjutsu would be released. Uh, Most people, well, Jonins and above, well, Chunins and above, some Genin, like Shikamaru, Sakura, and people like that, would just release it, okay? Kiyome would be one of those who, after releasing it, would go searching for Naruto, okay? I will say this. Instead of Naruto going towards, like, helping there, he would stick here, well, most because he can't really do much. Uh, he was unconscious for the first couple minutes, after then being awoken, bloodied, kind of in a state of like how Jinhu, Son Jinhu, is when he first like enters the like demon dungeon, demon castle. Okay, not torn limbs, but like his head is just pouring, like his face is just covered in blood. There's be multiple just wounds all over his body. Uh, right, but either way, Kiyome would wake him up. He would be able to get up, but after a little bit, right? Uh, then he would be caught up, like he would be found by someone like an Ombu, Black Ops member, uh, to get up on the roof. People need help, okay? Like, the Hokage needs help. We need you up there. Because he's the only person, besides Jiraiya, who would eventually arrive there as a, after, a, like another Anbu is going to get him, like, hey, get to the roof of the Colosseum. We need you there now. Hiruzen is getting attacked by Orochimaru and now two other Hokages. Okay, so Naruto would get there first. Um, like after he would tell like Kiyome, help out people here, please. I'll be fine. I'm good. Proceeding to like just bleed across. Like his clothes, like upper body clothes, is just basically gone. He has barely shorts left, but he would say, "Yeah, I'll be good. I'll be fine." When it don't mean anything. Uh, so he would get up there, um, and he would see the massive purple barrier, the burnt corpse that the person, the one Anbu would try to jump through and just get like just torched and offed. Okay. It's give me a minute. I gotta write up a new one. He would be trying to open up the barrier. Okay. Since this is such a large barrier and he knows not a lot about it, it would give him a couple minutes to do this. And a lot of things can happen in a couple minutes, okay? But either way, this would happen. He would write it up. This is when uh Jiraiya would finally arrive. Okay. What's happening? The Anbu would explain like blah 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 Hokage in there, Orochimaru in there, and apparently the other Hokage, first and second Hokage is there. Oh my god, that scared me. I am also very sorry. My thing's dying. Um, I'll get this done in a couple minutes. Then, so the last one don't happen. But either way, Naruto, after writing this intricate seal, he would be able to, after he'd be done writing it, he'd bite his finger and he would say, before he would start to smear his blood on it, he would say, you only have a couple seconds for this to work. Maybe even less. I don't know. There would be very little time for this to work. But this would be willing the risk. And so on the scroll, Naruto would smear across it his blood in a straight-ish line, as then he would roll it up and he would pulse like chakra into it and he would throw it at the, well, he wouldn't really throw it. He would just splat it on, seal forward, boom. That seal would begin to float, begin to glow, and from the ground up, this seal would begin to open. The sound for that would be watching this on the front two sides would be like, what? This brat can open seals? I mean, open barriers? The only reason he would be able to open this one is with the help of Kurama and his chakra. Okay? And then bink bada boom, it would open. Jiraiya would enter, as would one or two Anbu would also enter. Now Naruto has a choice. Help out here in the village when he already knows that there's a lot of capable men here already, or go fight the oversized Tanuki. Well, he's got to go deal with that then, as much as he definitely is not able to. It Sasuke would be fighting him alone, and by this point, as Naruto would get there, it's not going well for Sasuke. Kiyome would arrive after seeing Naruto go. Naruto would say, grab your brother and go. I'll deal with it. What? You're... I know I'm injured. Someone's got to calm him down. It might as well be me since Jiraiya's already in the seal, in the barrier with Hokage. And who knows how long that fight will last. It's between 5 Hokage level fighters. I'll deal with it. I think I'll be able to. As orange chakra would begin to cover him, and a voice in his head would echo through his mind and say, "Kick this raccoon's ass. He's getting on my nerves." Well, Naruto would create 2 other shadow clones that would go and initially distract this uh, smaller, for now smaller, version of Shikaku as Naruto would begin to climb the tower, in a sense, for Plan Raijin, Thunder God. See, this plan would kind of enter the same description as Thunder Beast, Plan Thunder Beast. Um, right? But in more of a sense of not looks, but the beginning process of the plan. Because they would both climb up higher and higher, getting closer and closer to the actual sky and closer to the clouds, making it more easy to control actual lightning. So with this happening, Naruto starting to do hand signs up in the air as he would simultaneously climb up higher and higher with Flying Raijin, switching, getting to place, eventually getting high enough to where he would be good at, and Shikaku's at its full size. Naruto would begin to fall. Dark clouds would start to circle again in a new, different area. Thunder would roar. Lightning would strike. And within a matter of seconds, this would happen. Naruto would fall down with 2 jutsus activated, lightning release powerful breath, and lightning release lightning rod. Powerful breath is the user creates a condensed surge of lightning in their fist. Upon doing so, the user thrusts it forward, unleashing a powerful lightning bolt from that said attack. With the help of lightning rod, causing an actual lightning bolt to course down Naruto's arm, swallowing it and charring it in the process. Causing a massive hole through Shikaku that would in turn wake up Gaara at the same time. These two would fall to the ground, Gaara more softly than Naruto, who would just collide with it and then start to roll as Gaara would awaken, as he would actually just hit the ground, just as how he would be awoken. As for, like, as Tamari and Conqueror would run up, Naruto would stand up slowly, relocating the charred, burnt arm that would be more or less swallowed in a dense cloud of orange chakra, being Kurama's cloak. Um, as that would happen, Naruto would walk up and say, "Get your tailed beast under control. Become friends with him. It changes a lot." As he would then grab Gaara, not grab him, but put his hand on the seal, and then turn his hand, causing Gaara to scream as the seal would be like reinforced by a whole entire new seal. By actually a 5-layer seal that Naruto created for keeping stuff in. Like a 5 locked door. Like 5 locks on a door, there would be 5 different layers. Kind of the same sense. But either way. After that defeat, Naruto would begin his path back to Konoha with a charred arm, uh, no clothes. I mean, besides his shorts, his shoes are gone. Uh, he has pants, well, shorts, and a barely anything of a shirt. But either way, he would walk back. Uh, yeah, playing Raijin. My God, hate that. Sorry, you. I know you can hear those. Very sorry. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna end it here for today. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you enjoy the video. I hope to see y'all next time. And hope you enjoy the rest of your day, night, afternoon, evening. Uh, once again, I hope to see y'all next time. Hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, roll the dice. Bye bye.